what's up everyone? GameDad here, coming at you guys with part 5, the final part of my Xbox 360 collection series. So we have, the past 4 weeks, we've gone over all the other games that I have in my collection for the 360, and today is no different. We're going to see what is left in the collection. So, sit back and enjoy.
Rayman Origins was released by Ubisoft in 2011, and this game takes the same classic Rayman gameplay that you grew accustomed to back in the day and gives it a whole fresh new skin. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed playing through this game. Red Faction Guerrilla was released by THQ in 2009, and in this game you go on a military-esque kind of FPS sort of adventure. And I mean, overall the game is pretty fun, but it feels just like a lot of other games, maybe with a slightly more in-depth story to it. Red Faction Armageddon was released by THQ in 2011, and although this game had a ton of hype leading up to it, the game was a commercial flop and really just was not that good. It was pretty disappointing compared to the last game. And here we have Resident Evil 5, released by Capcom in 2009, and this game, it was okay. I didn't really care for it that much because it didn't really feel like it followed the Resident Evil kind of formula that had been established by previous games. Up next is Risen, and this game was released by Deep Silver in 2010, and this is like your classic budget RPG kind of game on the 360 or like from the OG Xbox era. I mean, the game is okay, and it has a mediocre story, but And here we have a classic Rock Band released by MTV Games in 2007, and this game was groundbreaking because it finally let you play the drums, and it let you sing and stuff too, but the drums were the big selling point for me on this game. And here we have the Beatles Rock Band released by MTV Games in 2009. And this one was the same concept as Rock Band. You got to play as any member of the band, but it took you through like the Beatles' whole career. So it was pretty cool. And here we have Section 8 released by South Peak Games in 2009. And I didn't really know much about this game going in, but after playing it for a bit, the first thought that I had was, holy cow, this game is totally just Apex Legends. And it was released way before that game was even thought of. So, I mean, it was pretty cool to see that. Here we have Sega Superstars Tennis, released by Sega in 2008. And if you've ever played a Mario Tennis game, then you know exactly what to expect from a game like this. They have a lot more, heavy rock music to go with it. But it's just like any kind of Mario Tennis game. Up next is Shaun Skateboarding, released by Ubisoft in 2010, and I always liked his snowboarding games and followed him when he was doing the Olympics and stuff, but this was a totally different skate game than I expected. You're kind of like repainting the world as you skate, so interesting concept. And here we have Shrek III, released by Activision in 2007, and I actually have this game on another console, but it's a Shrek game. You quasi-play through the story of the movie, and you just go around and hit a bunch of stuff. Up next, we have Skate 3, released by Electronic Arts in 2010, and this game is just awesome. It's great how they teach you how to play the game, and then you just have a blast in a truly remarkable skating game. I mean, sure, there's Tony Hawk games, but I personally like this one better than those. And Burger King strikes again with Sneak King, released by King Games in 2006, and this game is just like all about being a creeper, man. You just gotta sneak around, not get caught, and complete some missions, but playing as the Burger King guy. That's pretty creepy. And here we have Sonic the Hedgehog, released by Sega in 2006, and this is arguably one of the worst Sonic games. Graphically, it's meh, the storyline is complete garbage, and there's the whole like relationship between Sonic and a human girl thing. It's very weird. Up next is Spec Ops The Line, released by 2K Games in 2012, and this is exactly what you would expect from a military shooter style game. It starts off pretty strong though. It's kind of fun. You're firing a nice Gatling gun from a helicopter and taking out a bunch of enemies during the intro credits. Now here's a great game. That is Star Wars The Force Unleashed, released by LucasArts in 2008. And as you can see, right when you jump into the game, boom, you are Vader. And I mean, these games, they were so awesome because it was such a unique take on the Star Wars universe. And here we have the follow-up, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, released by LucasArts in 2010. And this one picks up right where the last one left off. You're trying to fight the control that Vader had over you, and you're just going around doing a little hack and slash action. Up next, we have Super Street Fighter 4, released by Capcom in 2010, and I gotta be honest, I did not care for the animation style of this game. I mean, they kind of went realistic, but also tried to get some of that Borderlands shading action going on, and I just don't personally care for it. I mean, overall, it's Street Fighter, though. And here we have Tony Hawk's Project 8, released by Activision in 2006. And while graphically the game is, an obvious jump up from the other ones, it really was not my favorite. They added like a bunch of like quest kind of things to it and challenges, and I just didn't care for this one. Up next is Tarak, released by Buena Vista Games in 2008, and this is kind of a reimagining of the OG Turok games, and it's pretty fun. You go like Space Marine status and fighting baddies, and then you get to fight some dinos. And here we have Two Worlds, released by South Peak Games in 2007, and this is another one of those just like RPG, Elder Scrolls wannabe kind of games on the 360. I mean, not saying this game is bad or anything, it's a little clunky, but it was just okay. And here we have Velvet Assassin, released by South Peak Games in 2009, and this one, I don't really know what to make of it. It kind of has like a Metro 2033 vibe to it, mixed with like some, I don't know, Splinter Cell kind of mechanics. It's a weird game. Up next is Viva Pinata Party Animals, released by Microsoft Game Studios in 2006. And this is like a kart racer, but you play as pinatas. So, I mean, it was kind of fun. It's a unique concept, I guess, or a unique take on a kart racer. But overall, just kind of a silly game. Here we have Warhammer 40k Space Marine, released by THQ in 2011, and this one is very hack and slash, and it doesn't really have the strategy aspect of some Warhammer games, but, I mean, it was kind of fun to go beat up some baddies. Speaking of hack and slash, we got Warriors Orochi 2, released by Koei in 2008, and if you've ever played a Dynasty Warriors game, then you've played a Warriors Orochi game. I mean, they are all like the same game. I don't know how they keep getting funding to keep making them. I mean, personally, these kind of games aren't my cup of tea. And here we have another Connect game. That is Wipeout in the Zone, released by Activision in 2011. And same as the other videos, I did not have my Connect actually attached to the system, but this is based on the ABC show Wipeout. I could never really watch it. It made me cringe. It was painful to watch. Now here we have The Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings, released by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment in 2012, and this one is a continuation of the Witcher franchise, which is a super fun game franchise, and Witcher 3 is even better than this, but just a really fun RPG. Up next, we got WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2008, released by THQ in 2007. And just like every other wrestling game on the planet, I have no idea how to play this, and I always do horribly. I mean, the graphics are okay, I guess, but meh. And here we got a fun thing. It's the Xbox Live Arcade Unplugged Volume 1, released by Microsoft Game Studios in 2006. And what this does is it adds a few games, but also allows you to not be connected to the internet to play Xbox Live Arcade games. So I thought that was pretty neat. Here we have Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, released by Tecmo Koei in 2014. And it has that fun Borderlands kind of art style to it. And this one is just swarm after swarm of you just smash and kill everything in sight. This is the first level, and I ended up getting like 500 hits or something. And last and kind of least, Your Shape Fitness Evolved, released by Ubisoft in 2008. Another Connect game to finish off this collection series. And yeah, I mean, it's a fitness game. It just happened to be the last one in the collection alphabetically.
So there you have it, everyone. That is everything that I have in my Xbox 360 collection. It has been a blast being able to go through and get a little bit of gameplay in every single one of these games that I've collected over several years. I hope you all enjoyed the journey with me, and if you did, please let me know down in the comments below, and also let me know if there were any glaring gaps in my collection. Anything that's just, I have to have it, let me know. And while you're down there, please be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, as well as that little notification bell so you can alert every time I got a new video coming out. Next week, we will be starting a brand new collection series, so be sure to hit that bell so you can stay tuned and find out what it is. Now, as always, I'm GameDad. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.